ourselves a show today. Oh, I'm so excited. We got something for everyone on today's show.
We actually really do.
The newly crowned Bacon Queen will be on with us. Royalty. The first, I believe the first royal that we've ever had. We pass on Prince Albert or whoever that, who's running the country. Who's running London?
Prince Albert is running the country?
I don't think so. We got royalty all over the place today. You had a chance to get Prince tickets, the Bacon Queen, and Tommy Chong. When you talk about, although it says here, you see what it says here on the schedule? I don't know if you're looking too closely, but look who we have on around.
Tommy Ching.
Tommy Ching will be on at 8 o'clock today. We're thrilled to welcome Tommy Ching to the show.
Mr. Ching.
So we got lots to get to. Also be giving you some free drugs.
Lots to clear up.
Yeah, lots to clear up. And if it is Tommy Ching and not Tommy Chong, I'm going to be very disappointed. As I know Tommy, and it's been too long.
I'm a real estate developer, Tommy Ching.
And Tommy's, I would actually look forward to playing a game with Tommy Chong called Will He Remember It? And it's things from his own life, maybe even things from the past week. And we find out if he'll remember them or not. Because Tommy is one of those guys that I want to say I've met maybe perhaps more than 5 times.
Oh, yeah?
I'm convinced every time I meet Tommy Chong that, and I don't blame the guy. He has smoked more weed than many people have probably done in multiple lifetimes. But he's just one of those people that I do feel like every time I meet him again, it's for the very first time. But I don't feel bad about that because then I'll see other people come up to him, like Cheech, for instance, and I think he'll be like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Tommy Chong." And he'll be like, "I'm Cheech."
We've done a lot of movies together.
We've worked together forever. Anyway.
Well, he's got the memory of a goldfish at this point.
So we'll find out. I don't know. Maybe we find some things from Tommy's past. Like, will he remember things like names of his children or his own social security number? Like, if we ask Tommy Chong if he knows the last 4 digits of his social security number, I wonder if he would know that or not. It's
420.
That's 420, Tommy. That's all I got. Well, anyway, Tommy Chong on with us later this morning. Excited about that. We'll be roasting Bay Area traffic coming up in just under an hour. We'll get into that as well. If you got jokes you'd like to send our way, it's going to feel great to get them off your chest. Yes, it's not as good as not being in traffic, but it's at least some temporary relief. 36105 to send them to us, or on Twitter, Kevin Klein Live, and much more. Yesterday, many people spent the day very aroused hearing about Ali's sexual exploits. The amount of response that came through, people that had follow-up questions, they said, we don't even need to give away things, so we should just continue with that game forever. Everyone seemed to really...
People were like, those crappy books you have in that room, just give those away so we can play the game.
People were saying, give away whatever that crap is you throw in the bait boxes. I just want to hear more about some of the weird stuff Ali's into. Sounds real kinky.
I want to hear an update on the forest.
And most of the kinky stuff you talked about yesterday was like early on, too. That was like high school/college.
Well, yeah, man. That's when you experiment.
Well, I mean, nothing in the recent years at all. I guess you're saying that you're in a boring relationship now.
No. I'm just still with that person. And you would be very angry if I revealed any details of our sex life.
There's something very true about that, is that when you're in any relationship, you know that there's a certain cloak of secrecy around that relationship, but in a way, and not that you ever hope the relationship you're in is going to come to an end, but you do have kind of your best of stories ready to go if it does come to an end.
Oh, totally.
Like it's stuff
I've got my highlight reel.
Yeah, your highlight reel and also your low light reel as well. But you can't reveal. I mean, these are secrets you must take to the grave with you. And that's why when people do the whole we're breaking up thing, and then they break up for a few months and then they get back together, it's almost always a disaster, because in that couple of month period, all of those top secret stories that were in the relationship cloak of secrecy have been revealed to people.
They're all online. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if it goes straight to online. I got to start.
Maybe not.
We broke up. I got to start a blog. I don't know if it goes right to that, but I definitely think there's things that, you've got the stuff you tell your friends and only your friends, right? And then you've got the stuff that you can't tell anyone, but you kind of in the back of your mind hope the relationship ends only so you can tell some stories that you have, but then. If it does end temporarily, those stories all go out, and then if the relationship's back together, you got to kind of be like,
oh, let's create more memories together, honey.
Yeah, and sorry, things have been, like the mason jar has been opened up, to put it in words that some people in the Bay Area will understand. It can't be closed again, and that is interesting, because you almost need to have like maybe a 1-year period, even after a relationship ends, before you can release any good information on the off chance that relationship does get back. Because I had a buddy, and he sent out, I don't mind telling the story, because I think they've now broken up for the second time.
How long has it been?
not very long, but
a couple weeks.
The second that he had an STD scare, okay, and his theory was that the only way he could have gotten this STD was because his girlfriend had cheated on him. That was that was the theory. Now, clearly, you could talk to many doctors. Some of them actually went to medical school, and they will say things to you like, it is possible, very possible, that maybe something was in there, but dormant.
Right, but didn't transmit until recently.
Right, or was in there the whole time, and just kind of like some really lazy downstairs neighbor. You just don't know they're there for a while. And then,
gotta love those lazy STDs.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, just surprise.
I'm going to make an appearance.
Yeah, it's Herpes Saturday.
So he was freaked out.
So he,
and then when
I guess he confronted and said something along the lines of, how could you have done this to me? And she's like, what are you talking about? I have not cheated on you once. I've been faithful. He's like, well, all of a sudden I've got this. I've never had this before, and I'm not cheating, so it must be you. And that led to
Which one did he have? The herp?
Was it a bad one? I think it was the Gone. Did anyone abbreviate gonorrhea anymore or no?
No, but you just did.
Okay. So I think he had the Gone. You can't say the Rhea because Rhea could be a lot of things. You're like, I don't think that's sexually transmitted.
The Rhea.
That's Chipotle transmitted.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Totally different. So he had the Gone, and which I like to call the Gone, baby Gone.
I like the Gone.
And he freaked out about it, obviously, and then immediately you think that infidelity is the cause because that's the go-to. And no one believes those stories as much as you'd like to believe them when you're younger. Like, oh, I got it from a public toilet seat, You get a lot of things, but I don't think you get the Gun.
Nope.
And so immediately he sent out a mass email to all of his close friends to just basically say, I'm done with this person. I don't want to hear, because we were all supposed to meet and there was a bunch of couples were going to get together. And he just said, I will come, which I said, please don't say that if you got the Gun. No one wants to hear that. He goes, I will be there. She will not be there. I don't want to hear any more questions about it. It's over. It's done. And then upon a little prying, we found out that's why. And then someone else brought up, it wasn't me because I'm not smart enough, but someone else brought up, hey, maybe that was something that was like there all along and you just didn't realize it or something. Maybe, who knows, maybe even you had it. And then so then he released
then he felt bad.
And released a lot of information about their relationship and why he thought there was infidelity and all this stuff. And then like 2 weeks later, they're like, yeah, we talked to a doctor. Apparently it's something that we could have had. It could have been in us for a while. And so
the Gun was never there.
So the Gun was there, but I think the Gun was gone.
Okay.
The Gun finally went away again. And as a result, he then was like, we're back together. Please disregard everything I've said to you.
You're like, fine, I'll talk about it on the radio.
Yeah. Well, this is now it's been like a year and a half or so I feel like now it's public domain again, right? It's like that song Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
Everyone can use it. But you...
So, yeah, if Katie and I ever break up, I'll be able to explain all of our sexual exploits, including watching Nurse Jackie and falling asleep.
Ooh, that's pretty hot, huh? As a lesbian, that's
a good one.
That's right up there. I mean, that's near the top of the...
It's a real low-light reel.
The lesbian peak is that's right near the top of Mount Leslist. Is the
Nurse Jackie binge and spooning?
Watching Nurse Jackie while one of you falls asleep. Oh, man, is that hot. Well, so that's something, you got to think about in general as far as, and obviously we probably overshare, I would imagine, on this show.
On this program,
we say things and then think about them after the fact. Usually when we go to commercial and there's a bunch of angry text messages from someone in our life who's like, why did you say that? That was a secret.
Oh, yeah. Katie was not happy about the game that we did yesterday.
Well, I didn't realize till after the fact, but I wasn't supposed to talk about my wife's pregnancy.
Oh, really?
It had not been the appropriate amount of time before you're supposed to, I guess, get through a certain series of tests before you do that to make sure everything looks healthy.
Good thing she doesn't listen.
Yeah, that is a good thing. The one thing my wife is consistent about, not listening to me on the radio. She has to hear me all day. Why don't you want to listen to me at home? Why don't you want to listen to me on the air? But after the fact, I said, hey, I told everyone that you're pregnant. She goes, why did you do that? I said, I thought that was like big news. She goes, you're not supposed to say anything for another 2 weeks.
Oh, well, that's a pretty close amount of time.
I said, that's close. But apparently, like when you're making a kid, that's not. That's like a good. She's like, here's a list of all the things that could happen in the next 2. It is a long list.
Oh, man.
She's like, read chapter 4 through 40. And I was like, God, that's a lot of chapters. So I didn't realize that either. I was just saying it was really hard. It was very difficult for me to come in here and us try to do the show every day, knowing that I had this.
I'm amazed that you kept it for so long. I wouldn't be able to hold a secret in like that.
It was like borderline, and not just here, by the way. That's like in life with people as well.
Yeah, and it's something you're thinking about 99% of the time.
100%. It's all you're thinking about because all of a sudden, and keep in mind, as I've been going through this, I didn't even tell you this part of it, but we were in Florida, right around New Year's, and so we've determined now doing math that this was a baby that was made on Thanksgiving or right around then. She got bitten up horribly by mosquitoes when we were in Florida, like horribly, head to toe mosquito bites. We come back, we find out we're pregnant, and then a week later, Zika pops.
Oh,
that's the biggest story in the world. And as a result, usually it's something that if you're not expecting a kid or you're not knocked up,
you don't even think twice about it.
Flip the channel, you don't even think twice. Zika, who cares? Fast forward.
Another day of tiny heads.
Right. It's not going to affect me. Not my problem. That's usually what, that's, for the most part, you think about, like, I got news for you. Someone's in their car right now. Patrick's going to do a traffic report about something going on 101. They're not on 101. They're not going near 101. They don't care. They tune out. Not their problem, but if they're going to be in that direction or they got to get to SFO or something, they're listening to what's going on in 101. They're listening to it.
And that's something that the more you are thinking about it, the more you research it, the more scared you get. Because you're thinking, as soon as, like you always hear, there's one Zika case in the Bay Area or there's like 3 in Southern California.
Well, you type in anything. You Google Zika in, and it will autofill Golden Gate Park. Just autofill places, like in your apartment.
Local DJ gets Zika.
It just autofills everything to the point where you feel like, because the media knows a story that's going to get some buzz. And that's not a bug pun, but a good, but I'll take it. It's a good one. And that becomes the thing. So on top of everything else, thinking about, oh my God, I got to deal with a kid. I don't know. I'm not fit to raise a child. I'm not fit to raise myself.
Yeah.
I don't want a kid at all.
That's true.
We got this job that, even though we're doing fine here and people seem really thrilled and the audience likes what they're hearing on Live 105, job security at this place. I mean, you look at the track record of the last 10 morning shows here. All canceled within 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. You could be a stay-at-home dad
in no time.
That's like, and as we've learned in radio specifically, you buy a house, you have a kid, you do anything that's life-changing, and usually a week later, that's like when they go, well, we've decided we're going to go with Spanish music. And then,
I heard he just had a baby. Huh.
Let's change the station.
Oh, let's get his contract and rip it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like most places would be like, hey, you know what? Like you hear about all these other companies here, they're like, hey, you're having a kid? Great. Take some paternity leave. Take as much time as you need. We'll go ahead and pay you double.
Yeah.
And then there's radio where they're like, baby, huh? I think there's a clause in your contract that said you can't do that. You're unemployed. Congratulations.
You can't do that.
Don't worry, we're going to light the radio station on fire. Happy kid. So that was all the stuff I was, and as a result, I felt
that's scary, Kevin.
Of course.
So is she not leaving the house? I wouldn't.
No,
the house.
she's they said it's not in Florida. Those are different types of mosquitoes, but try to reason with a pregnant woman.
Those are the West Nile mosquitoes.
Yeah, you just have that's totally different. You
have bird flu.
West Nile, mad cow, and bird flu. Mad cow. How'd I get that from the mosquito? Anyway, we know that you guys like tradition around here, so let's kick it off by giving you this as your first song of the morning. The good news is we had a meeting yesterday about changing up the music a bit on Live 105, so we won't have to hear the same songs over and over again every day. And I'll tell you the conclusion of that meeting after this. The only thing that happens more in the Bay Area than that song on Live 105 is the Warriors continuing to find ways to win, even when Steph Curry takes the night off. But that did not stop him from giving us one of the highlights of the night. Take a listen.
Steph Curry, since they drafted him in 2009, he's out with a sore left ankle.
It's just sore?
With a sore left ankle.
Was that from the jumpy that he did?
Yeah, it was from the jumpy.
Game?
According to the doctors, it was from the jumpy.
Okay.
They're still waiting for a second opinion, but really resting
yes, it's the jumpy.
for the game on Saturday when they'll be battling Oklahoma again. Oh, it's going to be good.
And
the rematch that people have been waiting almost a week for.
Oh, Wait,
What will happen? Because that was the game that just happened in Oklahoma
They're
City.
playing them again?
Again, that's right. That's what happens sometimes in basketball. They run out of teams, so they play multiple teams a few times a season.
Wow.
Yeah, it creates good storylines, good drama, and I'm very excited about that. Caller 10, if you have tickets to that game, you can call in right now and give them to us, 800-696-1053. We would love to go.
Yeah, we would.
I would love to go. 800-696-1053 right now. Caller 10 can give us tickets to that game. That is a thing we're giving you. You know, you would think the Warriors are getting more respect these days as a result of being the reigning national champions, world champions of all things basketball, having the finest players in the land, MVPs, multiple All-Stars. However, when they are a clue on Jeopardy, people still have no idea who the Warriors are.
California's pro sports teams for 800, please.
The logo for this team is seen here.
That's when they showed the logo of the Warriors.
Wait, it's California professional sports teams is the category?
Yeah, they're really phoning it in at this point. They've really given up.
My God.
You sure don't want to go with American authors? No.
Jeez.
In basketball, the Golden State Warriors. Back to you again, Titi.
Whoa. Who did he go back to? I think that's
Thank you, Alex.
I think that's sexual harassment. Can Alex Trebek say that? I mean, that's really...
Oh, he really worked that in.
They are really finding a way to make that show a little more edgy,
Jeez.
Huh? Back to you, TT.
In basketball, the Golden State Warriors. Back to you again, Titi.
Okay.
Oh, you took your shirt off.
Wow, Jeopardy's gotten way more fun.
Wow.
What is uncomfortable sexual harassment? That is correct. I told you my name is Candy. You keep calling me TT. Why? It's the shirt, you see.
But how many questions or answers can they really have for that category?
What do you need? 5 questions to make up a category? You go so many. You go Southern California, Northern California.
I guess you're right.
Lakers. You got Clippers. You got a million. You got the new NFL team that's going there.
Wow, Kevin, you should be on Jeopardy.
You know what? That's a category that I feel like I would still do fine at. That's right. I would do fine at it.
That's the only one.
Maybe every once in a while that'll happen though. Something will pop up that'll be like things that potheads eat when they can't find a toaster. And I'm like, oh my God, I would do so well with this.
Doritos.
And then I usually still don't end up doing very well. Trenosaurus, what's going on? There's things happening in the world.
Okay, so the results of Super Tuesday are here to tell you America loves women and kicking people out of the country. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump had huge wins yesterday. They are each 7 states closer to clinching the presidential nomination. If these are our candidates, the election will be one hell of a bloodbath. And how is America reacting? Well, Google searches on how to move to Canada have spiked over 1,000%, just to give you an idea. Moving to Canada in general was up 110%. Can I move to Canada was up 90%. And many of these inquiries were coming from Massachusetts, where Trump won by a landslide.
So interesting to me that people are all about moving to Canada, yet no searches of moving to Mexico. And Mexico is so much more fun. I mean, we are like in the middle of, we have a real upstairs neighbor, downstairs neighbor scenario, and our downstairs neighbor is really the fun one.
Yeah, it's the fun one, the cool one.
The fun
the weather's
one.
Way better.
Fix things. You got a broken something or other.
Got a lot of weed there.
Oh, it's not that you can't do some of those things upstairs as well. Plus, the healthcare is pretty sweet upstairs. I mean, yeah. You get like you get a jumpy issue like Steph Curry does. You probably want to go upstairs for help. But downstairs,
do I want to be in a beach in a bikini, or do I want free healthcare? It's tough.
You definitely want to hang out more, I think, downstairs, and then you got to go upstairs for like when you actually need an ingredient to like finish making your pie or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so even the Canadian government's website had an error message on it yesterday saying that they've been experiencing longer than normal delays because I guess so many people were visiting the website and figuring out how they can get into Canada and move there.
You know, people love making that claim, and let me just say that I've lived in other places in the world, and America, I know, is not necessarily considered.
You've lived in other places in the whole world?
Yes, I mean, not for extended periods of time, but I lived in Europe for a little bit.
You did?
I experienced other countries. I'm very worldly.
Wow,
I don't know
you're so cultured, Kevin.
I ate most of my meals at the Planet Hollywood that was nearby. Every day. I went back to the Planet Hollywood. That's how cultured I am.
The other neighbor that you don't go to their house very often.
But this country, people love that's become the new like trend, right? Is badmouth America. It's oh man, America sucks now. America.
No one has pride anymore.
America's so much better than 99.999 places in the entire world. And yes, of course, you can look at charts and say, well, that's not true for things like literacy or teen pregnancy or any of a number of other issues. But I know a lot of people that said the same thing. If Obama becomes president, I'm moving to Canada. And let me tell you, those people, not a one of them moved to Canada. I'll be the first person to throw a going away party for you.
Or one guy got to Canada and they were like, hello, welcome. And he's like, oh, no.
Going right back.
All right, at McDonald's, the days of a simple Bugs Bunny action figure in your Happy Meal are long gone. What are kids going to do with that these days? They need way more stimulation, and that's why McDonald's is stepping up their Happy Meal game with VR goggles. Actually, they're calling them Happy Goggles, and your kid can now shove their faces into them after they shove chicken nuggets into their mouths.
Deadaeyes, don't you call your lap Happy Goggles? Isn't that something you've been calling your lap for a while?
No.
Oh. I thought that was. Okay. I misunderstood.
No, I think he did say that.
Yeah, I thought he says that.
Oh.
I hear him. I don't hear. I always hear him on the phone saying, we'll do the Happy Goggles later. And I don't know what's going on the other end of the phone. I assume that's what you're talking about. No? He says no.
Okay.
All
right. Well, kids can build these themselves out of the Happy Meal box and shove in the provided lenses and then shove their phones into it. And boom, they are occupied for at least 10 minutes. So the world of Happy Meals is completely changing. I remember those
Suck
little
it,
chicken nugget.
Beanie Baby. That's so much better than a stupid Beanie Baby. People were rioting for those. People, I remember when the McDonald's, that was the big one, they had the limited edition Beanie Babies, and you'd see people that were beating each other up.
Yeah, I know.
For them.
But I mean,
so you know what? I'm moving to Canada because that's ridiculous.
But you could occupy your time with those. You know what I mean?
How much time?
I mean, really, when we were kids, all we did was just make everything have sex. It's like, okay,
true.
Bugs Bunny action figure, Beanie Baby, and they're interchangeable. I'm just going to make them all have sex with each other.
I wish I spent
VR
as much time,
goggles. Now they can just watch it.
I wish I had spent as much time having sex myself as I did making things have sex. That would have been so much better for me.
All right, everyone knows teachers love a good prank. Whether it makes them crap themselves in the middle of a quiz or nearly choke to death on red pepper flakes, or maybe just bleed from the butt after your student puts thumbtacks on the bottom of your seat.
Cruel student.
But this student prank has forced a teacher to resign after a student stole her phone, shared nude photos that she used to send to her husband, and put them all online. She is a mechatronics teacher. I don't know what the hell that is.
It's building robots, I think.
Really?
No, I have no idea what that means. It's awesome, though.
And she claims that she took the partially nude pictures to send to her husband on Valentine's Day, but one of her 16-year-old students decided the world needed to see those, stole the phone, shared all the pictures with other students and on social media, and the school then told her she either needs to resign or be terminated. And now other students are petitioning for her to get her job back because they're brown nosers.
All the male students that have seen her naked pictures and bring her back.
Bring her back!
Man, she really knows how to do a Valentine's Day.
She's the hottest mechatronics teacher I've ever had.
That is... that really makes my prank seem pretty juvenile and lame.
I know. All you did was put a couple thumbtacks on a chair.
Thumbtacks on a seat is nothing compared to...
sharing nude photos and leaking them online, getting a teacher fired.
But the thing is, and we are not that far away from it, mark my words, you've heard it here first.
Marked.
You know, people in Europe, they don't care about nudity. And we talked to, by the way, Deadeye's got an update from our nudist, Gypsy. She wants to have a second parade because the first parade, I don't know what happened. Deadeye's, what happened with the first parade? And then I'll give you my thought on this. The first parade was not a success, or it was an overwhelming success?
I think it was just a middle of the road success, but there's like another reason for her to throw another parade, so any excuse to get naked.
So Gypsy wants to come back in here again?
Yeah, she would love to.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe we'll talk to her first on the phone. I was very disappointed by her lack of knowledge about clothing when we asked her questions about standard clothes.
So we need to clear all that up?
Yeah, I'd like to clear that up with her first before we allow her back in here. But I would like another awkward, uncomfortable moment with her and Useless Weirdo.
Oh, absolutely.
And I would like to go ahead and see how long we can get another picture of her up on the Facebook page before they give us a second suspension.
They only give you one warning, Kevin.
And then you're done?
Yes,
we'll
and then they suspend
our forever?
No, I don't know if forever, but they take it down for a long period of time, like 6 weeks or 6 months or something.
Interesting that the problem they have with the picture is not the face at all. That's the real issue that they're having with this. But we should contemplate getting her back in here.
And then we can do a series of videos with her and Useless Weirdo. I think they should have their own web series together.
I agree. In other countries, people don't even look twice at nudity. It's just a bunch of horny American tourists that are staring at naked people because they see it all the time. And pretty soon, so many of our naked pictures will be leaked either because we've been hacked or because students are going to steal your phone and send them out, that once everyone sees everyone else's naked pictures,
it's going to demystify it a little bit.
It's not going to look, I promise you this, I will always be excited, but it will definitely take a bit of the bite out of it. And I think that once everyone has seen them, I can't believe my account got hacked and my naked pictures are out there. My naked pictures are out there. Yeah, it's pretty easy, by the way, with some sweet Photoshop work anyway. You can go ahead and see anyone you want to naked these days.
Yeah, for the young people, it's still going to be exciting, though. It's going to be like, my Beanie Babies don't do it like this.
No, well, they're not playing with them anymore. That's for damn sure. Lucas in San Jose, what's up?
Yo, Kevin, just wanted to tell you that, I started listening to you guys when my girlfriend got pregnant, and my kid is 6 months old now, and you're in for quite the ride, buddy. And also, I called in about the
what does that mean?
On my baby's
I'm in for quite the ride. See, no one's ever saying anything to me positive about being having a kid. They're saying these like things that I have to that like I almost need a code breaker to translate. You're in for quite the ride.
Maybe you'll understand once the baby is born, Kevin.
Like, I feel like you'd say that to someone when they were going off to prison. Like, all right, we'll see you in a couple of years. You're in for quite the ride, man.
I also feel like parents say weird stuff when they're absolutely exhausted beyond all belief.
Yeah, that's probably it too.
You're in for a ride.
All right, well,
girl.
Thank you for that
so tired.
Cryptic message you've passed along, Lucas. I look forward to it. Okay.
He's crying.
Kyle in Hayward, what's up?
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Hey, congratulations on having a kid.
Oh, thanks. I don't have a kid yet.
Got a positive message. I guess I'll counteract it with a negative one. I hope the child doesn't turn out as short as you.
Thank you. I've heard a lot of that.
Yeah. Also, if you're really interested in those Warrior tickets, maybe you can sweeten the deal by throwing in Coachella tickets for trade.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Can we do that?
A straight-up trade, Coachella for some Warriors tickets on Saturday. Deadeye says legally we are not allowed to do that, but I'm still very intrigued.
So we're saying yes.
Kyle, do you have access to these tickets, or are you just saying that that's something that people would be interested in?
I think it might give them a little more incentive. But you can always try Craigslist. It's always safe.
I know. We're not supposed to.
Oh, Craigslist.
There's a weird thing in our contracts about not selling prizes we're supposed to give out on the air on Craigslist. I don't know why that is, but apparently they're
pretty serious
about it. That's an issue. Yeah, it's like one of the only things they take seriously around here. No, thank you for that. Apparently no one wanted to give us tickets to Saturday's game. Well, go figure. I know. I thought that was going to work. Well, that's okay. We'll be giving you tickets. That's right. On the show today, Weird Al, yours, Dita Von Teese, yours, Macklemore, yours, and we will be qualifying people to go to Prince. Those tickets will be giving out by the end of the week, and you'll have an opportunity to get in on that later on today. Plus the Bacon Queen, Tommy Chong. Oh, my God. Free drugs. We end the week with the Roastmaster General, who will be coming by to hang with us. Jeff Ross on Friday. He's got shows at Cobb's this weekend. Funny dude. And as a result, we've been roasting different parts of the Bay Area all week. Yesterday it was animals. A lot of roast, a lot of fire being thrown at the rescue dogs, cats, bison. Bison took the worst yesterday.
Bison took a big hit.
Really
That's right, I forgot.
Not good at all. I don't understand what that was all about. Earlier was Alcatraz. Today it'll be Bay Area traffic, one of the worst cities for traffic now in the country. Congratulations.
And people are already submitting jokes, so we got them all.
You start filling the streets with tech buses, and all of a sudden no one can get anywhere. Thank God we have them metering lights, because that really is making an impact. We'll get into that a little bit later this morning. If you'd like to get your jokes in, do it 36105. Who knows? Maybe just for making us laugh just in the right way, you could be qualified for some Prince tickets. Perhaps you could end up seeing Weird Al. And is Weird Al and Prince the exact same person? Good question. We will hopefully be able to answer that by the end of the show today.
He must be rich if he's both of those people.
Man, all that Weird Al money?
God.
Mixed in with a couple of
Prince money?
This is limited Prince money.
925 said, hey, I'll give you guys those Warrior tickets, but you have to beat the clock. Go!
Oh, damn it. We can't.
We can't. 404.
It's our own unwinnable game.
I know. 404 said, Kevin, how's this for advice? Enjoy the 3 Ps of parenthood. Puke, pee, and poop. Welcome to the club.
Hey, that is like...
Not much different.
It's college as far as I'm concerned. I get to relive my glory days.
And 408 said, what happened to Talia?
Who's Talia?
Talia, the Yelp girl that was doing traffic.
Yeah.
They want to know what's going on with her, why she hasn't shown up to work.
Oh, I think she was only offered a 2-hour job. We like the idea of hiring people for 2 hours. They usually learn in that time that radio is not nearly as much fun as they thought it was going to be.
Even though she was only here for 2 hours, people miss her.
It was the best. I mean, today we'll be roasting traffic, and daily you could argue that we roast our traffic guy, useless weirdo, a.k.a. Turd Camel. But She was the greatest.
Wasn't she?
I will put her up there in my top 2 people I've ever met with Smokey the intern. 2 of my favorite people.
Oh, my God. That guy was like a year ago.
Yeah, well, he was great.
No, he wasn't that great. He didn't do anything except go outside and smoke cigarettes.
He had a lasting impact on the show, and clearly he made an impact on me. And that's what I liked about the guy the most, is that how unmotivated he was to help out.
How much he didn't care.
He wanted to work
You'd love
radio.
to see him walk away, didn't you, Kevin?
I think he was in here for one morning a week. This is the last intern we had before they got rid of the internship program. He was in here for one morning a week, I think every other week, and he spent most of that morning smoking cigarettes
and
outside.
Then he went and was like, I'm moving to Paris to go be with my model girlfriend or something.
I'm so jealous of this guy. It's unbelievable. Because when I used to be an intern at a radio station, I remember thinking to myself, man, I'm so jealous of this guy on the radio. I can't wait to one day be that guy. And now I'm the guy on the radio, and I go, oh, this intern, man, he's living the life.
You're jealous of the intern.
He's going to Paris, got a model girlfriend, he's going to go smoke cigarettes. He doesn't care. I don't even think he had filters on those cigarettes. Guy had no care of the world.
No, he didn't.
Here's what I don't like, and this seems to happen a lot, is old people decide what young people want. And then they will decide that they're going to change everything to accommodate us millennials. And for the most part, no one who is a millennial really uses that term very often. It's like there's just something that bothers me about someone my parents' age, or even like 10 years older than we are, using certain words. Like when they say selfie, it just doesn't sound right.
No, I don't even like saying millennial.
It doesn't come out right. Millennial, it doesn't come out right. There's something about it. It bothers me the way they say it.
It's like when anyone over 40 says rock music.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. There's just a lot. There's a lot of
rock
things.
And roll music.
They don't say it. Like there's a way to say it and a way not to say it. But for some reason, especially people like in their 50s, mostly when they try to say things like the words like Instagram, there's just things
Snapchat,
that it bothers me the way they say it. They put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, and it comes out weird.
And they usually put a the before things.
Yes, exactly. And it bothers me so. But what bothers me even more than that is when you can tell that a group of people got into a boardroom, and I'm talking about people in their 50s, 60s, maybe 70s, because those are the people that usually get those cushy boardroom style jobs. And then they make decisions that they think, because here's what's happening now is a lot of businesses are freaking out. And they're like, our business model is old and stale. And as a result, all the young people that are coming up are not going to take advantage, and we're going to be screwed. Like they're looking at themselves, and they're going. And this is part of the reason we got brought here to start doing this radio show, is because CBS took a look at things and they looked at all of the different people they have on the air, and they're like, all these people are in their 50s or 60s. Mm-hmm. They've been doing the same boring show for 20 years, and their audience that's been listening to that show are getting older to the point where they're either losing their life or losing their hearing. And as a result, and young people are going, I got nothing in common with them.
Right.
I don't know what the hell they're even talking about.
Because the old and stale people are the ones calling the shots and creating the content.
Exactly.
And then people are like, I don't even relate to this.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and as a result, so hotel rooms now have decided that they are not millennial friendly. And they are now trying to come up with new concepts so that young people will decide to stay in hotels, because I guess for whatever reason they found in research,
a lot of people are doing Airbnb now.
Right. Exactly. We don't want to stay in a hotel anymore. You call a friend, you sleep in your car, you get a tent, and you go camping because that's hipster and cool all of a sudden.
Well, I think younger people are like, I don't want to pay $300 or $400 to stay in a hotel room that's dirty and not washed properly.
But it's
I might as well just stay with a friend or a stranger.
They've got all sorts of theories now that they've come up with as to how to make the hotels more millennial friendly. And I think this has to do with the fact that now, as a result of the Academy Awards, a lot of young people are sleeping inside of horse carcasses because they've decided that that's how you get places in life.
It's granola.
There's a new line of hotels that are being called the Moxie hotels because that's a word that I promise you. Like for instance, when they name a radio station, when they decide they're going to name Alice, right, which is the station Sarah and Vinny are on upstairs, they sit around and they come up with they're like, we need a name that says
Cheryl? No.
Yeah, we need someone that's like fun. She's like your fun friend that has a couple glasses of wine and then makes a joke about a penis. Who is that? but not too many jokes about penises because that'll turn people off. So she's like the fun. She'll go to Sandals, Jamaica, and she'll get wild one night, but not every night. But she still puts on enough sunscreen to make sure she has protection. And then they're like, Alice, perfect.
Alice totally wears enough sunscreen.
Yeah, she's reliable. You can count on her. She's got a nice minivan, and you can.
But sometimes she says things, and you're like, "Oh my God, Alice!"
Yeah, and then when they decided to name Ecstasy Molly, they're like, Molly's the type of girl that gets wild. All right, we give Molly a couple of glow sticks and a Gatorade. Oh man, she'll give you a good time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Moxie, they must have sat around and been like, all right, we need something that tells. I could just see this meeting happening with a bunch of old people in suits. They're like, guys, we're done. No one young is staying here anymore. We got to figure this out. We got to come up with a name that Marriott just doesn't have the ring to
Gerbil.
it.
No.
Oh, if only. And then someone's like Moxie, and they're like, perfect.
Poxy, like the stuff I put on my dentures. No. Change a letter.
One letter. Moxie. That's it. That'll get them here. So the first plan is that they've decided to name their resort Moxie because that's going to get us young people interested in staying there.
Okay, so what's in these?
Good question. Their plan was to create something that was a different experience altogether for millennials to feel at home and feel like they could be themselves there. And what they've pretty much done instead is they've decorated it to be exactly like the room of any best friend in a 1980s sitcom. They've got the pinball machine, the acoustic guitars, not only hanging on the wall, but also out and about in the lobby in case you want to sit down.
Oh, my God. They're in the lobby?
Sit down and, jam around with some strangers. See, the thing that they don't get, and this is the thing that's amazing, is they think that everyone wants to hang out with each other in, like, sort of more of a hostile environment. Hostile, not hostile like we hate each other, but more hostile like feel.
Mm-hmm.
And
like a co-op kind of thing.
And not the movie where they end up cutting each other's legs off. But what they don't realize is the thing about millennials is that we don't interact with each other. We keep to ourselves and to our phone. So the idea that they're trying to create all this common space for people to get together and like, hey, you're a strange traveler, so am I. Let's sing a song in the lobby.
Like, how about just some more outlets so we can plug our phones in the lobby?
Yeah, that's all we need. I just need more outlets and maybe some wireless charging, and that's it.
That's all I need.
And if there's a way I can order food without actually talking to anyone, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
I don't want a human behind the concierge.
That's it. It's that simple. And as a result, they've gone the opposite. So now,
I think all they did was rewatch the movie Big.
You're not kidding. Like that, like the lobby looks like that. It's
they're like pinball machines,
giant
and
floor keyboard,
piano,
inflatable dinosaur. Oh, the kids will love it. Like that's their plan.
Get that Zoltar machine in here,
guys. Let's go ahead and cut the ribbon on Moxie. The millennials will be floxing in. Oh, let's go Floxy. So here's what they've got. They've got arcade games.
That's cool.
I'm not going to lie. I still get excited about arcade games, but I think that people that are, we're in our, you're 20 now, you're 30 now, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So we're in our young 30s, but I would say people in their young 20s now, they know arcade games, but the concept of going to an arcade and playing games is... it's retro maybe a little bit, but I don't think they had the same joy as like me playing Mortal Kombat at the mall.
Yeah, well, 415 pointed that out. What about some game consoles in the lobby? What if people can play video games in there? That would be way more fun.
Or even in the rooms. I mean, come on, because people would much rather play them in their rooms, and then they can go ahead and get on like Xbox Live and play that with someone in the room next door without actually having to meet them.
That would be so cool.
People like hiding behind their screen names. Anyway, they've got vinyl record players in the lobby as well. Moxie is designed to give guests a more inclusive, exciting experience, more than just a regular business trip. This is their whole
We
plan.
have a record player, not a megaphone.
The bevy of in-house options and entertainment options to get the travelers to interact with each other, including rentable bikes, and if you're looking for a new friend to make adventures with between... I guess people maybe are more willing to do things with strangers now as a result of like the Uber world. I don't understand. I feel like
I don't know. I think anyone who goes to this hotel, it's going to be full of people that we don't want to interact with at all. Like the people that are like, oh my God, there's a record player in the lobby and guitars for us to jam with and bikes.
We talked about
I don't want to go there.
You talked about that app that will just alert you if anyone near you is single. And we talked about the only people that are going to go ahead and activate that app are the people that you don't want to meet.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Exactly.
Like, the people you actually want to meet, like the really hot chick who's over there.
It's not on that app.
She's not on that app because she's got no problem with people going up there.
And she's not in the lobby jamming.
Yeah. Well, also, there's high-tech, wallet-friendly things for young adults. And this is like, you can tell this whole thing was written by some...
Wait, what? Wallet-friendly?
Like, the term wallet-friendly was like clearly written by a guy, got to be 60 to 70 years old.
Yeah.
You know?
With a real thick wallet.
The plan, because this hotel, the first of the Moxies, is right near Arizona State University. So they're trying to... you appeal to, well...
So all the parents of the college students will be like, we're at this Moxie hotel.
Hey,
it's very hip.
They got a record player in the lobby. Bring the records.
Look at this.
That's the thing. It's
Pac-Man.
They're
wow.
not... And oftentimes when the plan is to appeal to younger people, they just end up getting older people that think are like, oh, wow, this is fun and neat.
Yeah,
like
or super douchey younger people.
Right.
So it's just douches and parents.
Yeah. Old people... and young douches. Congratulations, you've done it.
The hotel for you is now here.
So that's the new plan. And of course, assuming on how this goes, depending on how this goes, they're going to open up, they want to open up Moxies all over the place, including New Orleans.
Multiple Moxies?
San Francisco.
No.
New York City, Seattle, even in Berlin, London. So you'll have the opportunity to enjoy the proper night hotel stay of a millennial.
Well, the hipsters will love it here.
I don't know, though, because as soon as they know, that's the other thing, though. If you're going to be real hipster about it, and it's corporate,
yeah,
it's corporate hipster.
I don't want to bow down to the man.
Then you start going, do I really
I have my own record collection.
Well, that's the plan. And then all of this stuff, I mean, this is the beginning of the tide turning again. I'm just saying. It's going to start going away from it again. And the new hipster is going to be just like staying at a standard Holiday Inn. Oh, man.
Oh, God, no.
Throwback minibar in Toblerone. Beautiful. Patrick is to traffic what Bill Cosby is to bartending. Coming through from the Drunken Stoner on Twitter, and some fine Bay Area traffic roast jokes are making it our way. We will be doing that roast again in moments. Today it's traffic. Who knows what tomorrow will be, and then Friday the Roastmaster General himself coming to hang with us. Great guests all over the show today, including Tommy Chong, or as my schedule says, Tommy Ching, which sounds racist, but I don't know. No, it is Tommy Chong. That is just giving me the official thumbs up. 100% Tommy Chong, assuming he wakes up. Will we be getting into a round of Will He Remember It? Your chance to win prizes from us. Things about his own life that he should remember, but we'll find out if he actually does. Like, does he know the name of his children, or his last name?
Or the last brand of weed that he smoked?
That I'm sure he does know, because he's probably got it in front of him right now. He just recently did an AMA where he revealed that he spends 6 figures on weed. Is that a week? I don't think he does anymore.
Week? What?
People give him... It's always weird that people that have the most weed also get given the most weed. You talk to like a Snoop, or we talked to I forget who was in here recently, who's like also known for their love of the pot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. One of the comedians.
They just it's like remarkable. It's like the more you smoke, the less you have to pay for weed, and I don't know if that's true.
Sounds like a challenge.
But that's not true in other things. Like, you don't see like a big fat guy walking on the street and Girl Scouts are like, here, take some boxes. Like, it's just only true for the weed, it seems like. People love...
because they want you to be stoned.
They love to
People
share
have given
it.
us weed.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know why that is. It's like an interesting currency because it
we
generates...
just need to have more events.
There's a value to it. People do, value what they pay for it. It generates lots of money.
I know, but because
dollars.
it's generating so much money,
I guess
it's like when you get a delivery or walk into the store, they're like, "It's free Graham Day. Take it. Come on, everybody.
And I think
Here you go. Weed for you and you."
People buy you drinks too. That's a nice thing to do because it's more than just giving someone. It signifies more than that. But for whatever reason, the weed, it is truly. I think people get very excited about the concept of someone else smoking their spiked weed.
Well, and there are so many unique strains.
That's
so you want to
is.
be the person that's
Yes.
like, here, I found this. This is the best.
Well, anyway, so Tommy Chong on with us later today. The brand newly crowned Bacon Queen shall be on with us as well. That's a real title, and we will have her on, and much more, including tickets to things. In fact, if you would like to see Prince, I know that's a high demand ticket, and we've got... we can qualify you for that. We're going to be giving people some options throughout the week, and then on Friday we'll announce a winner. You get to go to that show. Call us now, 800-696-1053. We'll see what we can do for you there.
707 said, parking in the city is bad. Allie's forehead takes up 3 spots.
This may be the best of the roasts already. There's some good ones here.
Good ones.
Safer to have sex with Charlie Sheen than to drive in Bay Area traffic.
Oh, my God.
People are being quite brutal. And then also at the same time, there's some the Bay Area traffic is thicker than Allie's bush in college.
No, it was high school.
Oh, high school.
It was high school. I'd learned by college.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and get these together and officially kick off the roast of Bay Area traffic. Patrick, do you have something to add to that?
Joke-wise?
Yeah, like give us a tease. I know you've been so good about this, but I know you're the traffic guy. That's why we decided to do traffic today. Give you the advantage.
All right.
Do you want to tease us with one of your good ones?
Okay. Bart's pretty good transportation, except it's always breaking down. The only thing that breaks down more often is me after a show.
So sad.
He keeps turning it on himself.
I'm an easy target. I know this.
I know, but you deliver it with such sadness also, so it makes people feel like they can't laugh at all, and they just feel bad for you.
Yeah, there's two reasons why I couldn't laugh at that. One of them was how sad it was. I'll let you figure out the other one.
At least it was competent.
Live, hi.
Are you giving those Coachella tickets away?
What do you want?
Those Coachella tickets for Palm Springs.
Oh, you're talking about Coachella?
Yeah.
Yes, you are in. Congratulations.
All right.
Yeah, it's a hard ticket to get, Coachella.
Yeah, it is. God bless you.
What's your name?
Eric, EricFlores.
That's a crazy way to spell Eric.
Eric Flores.
Oh, you gave us your whole name.
Yeah.
You want 2 tickets to go to Coachella?
Yes, please.
All right, they are yours. Keep in mind it's you and 80 different exotic breeds of feline hanging out. Pets are extra. Congratulations.
I thought it was a concert in Palm Springs.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not talking about Coachella.
Yeah, I'm talking about not Coachella. Coachella, the one with Guns N' Roses.
Are you talking about Bochella?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got Bochella tickets.
Can I win them?
Over 150 different boats and sailing equipment.
Yeah.
It's a celebration of all things watercraft and water sports. It's Bochella, and you are as good as in.
I'm talking about Coachella, or the ones with Guns N' Roses, the concerts.
Are you talking about Coachella?
Coachella, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Get ready for winter. 2 tickets to Coachella, celebrating coats, jackets, and pullovers.
I don't know about that, but Guns N' Roses is going to be there in 80 bands or something.
Are you talking about Moatchella, the 3-day festival featuring the history of moats?
I'm talking about the ones with Guns N' Roses and 80 bands, and there's going to be camping there, and it's in Palm Springs.
I know what you're talking about, a chinchilla.
Chinchilla, yeah.
Yeah, those things are adorable.
They make great coats, too.
Yeah.
Which you can buy at Coachella. John, South Bay, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
I was calling for the Prince ticket.
You are as good as qualified.
Sounds good.
Now, you just play the waiting game.
That's the right level of excitement for being qualified.
Don't win nothing yet.
That is correct.
Well, thank you.
That's what qualified means in Latin. Don't win nothing yet. But it's better than not being qualified. These tickets, I think, are like $1,000 or $500 each. People love. I guess if you're Prince, you're one of these people that can just go ahead and just make up names, make up letters, and make up prices for things. So
yep,
people are paying that. I'd much rather give you free tickets. And if you'd like to give us free tickets to go see the Warriors play on Saturday, you're more than welcome to call us right now with those tickets.
Still open.
696-1053. No one is taking us up on that opportunity. It's amazing. We'd sit next to you. We'd make witty banter for the entire game. That's not true.
No, we'd probably just sit there quietly.
We'd make banter, but it would not be witty. That is a guarantee. Let me just let's go ahead and qualify someone. Alan,
how's it going?
We're going to qualify you as well. Okay.
Dope. Thank you.
You are as good as not yet in to see Prince, but we will hopefully we're only going to qualify a handful of people, and then on Friday we will give away them tickets. So keep listening. If you want to see Weird Al, you'll have a chance for that coming up. And Tommy Chong is on with us in just about a half an hour. Oh boy.
650 said, potheads, we like to give away free weed because we're just extremely generous. Sharing weed is more than just saying, hey, dude, let's get more high. It's sharing the experience and sharing your high with the other people.
I understand that concept. and it makes perfect sense. But that same pothead that is all free to give away their weed and take this and take that is the same one that when you go into the fridge the next day to eat your leftover pizza, it's all gone. And they've eaten it, and there's bite marks out of the box. And you're like, what happened here? And they're like, well,
I smoked you out, man.
There was 9 pieces here. How did you eat all of those pieces? And it's like, I dropped 3
forgot I ate the other 8.
Yeah, that's
duh.
So it's like if you're going to be generous, be generous across the board. That's all I'm saying. And yes, Tommy Chong will be on with us coming up, and I have a lot of questions for Tommy, including a brand new game called Will Tommy Remember It? Questions about his own life that most people would have to know, things about yourself you should know to find out if it's true or not true. Now, if he does remember these things, then I think we can go ahead and just get rid of that myth altogether that marijuana affects your short-term memory.
There you go, scientists. We're going to solve it right now on this show.
Who's in the mood to laugh? All right. Great.
Yes.
Later this week, Roastmaster General stops by, Jeff Ross, and as a result, we're getting ready by roasting something Bay Area all week long. Tomorrow, maybe Bay Area sports teams. Maybe.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of things. And also, we got to figure out if today's the day you're going to punt that football so I can win my money.
Today?
I saw the text exchange between you and your girlfriend.
Did you see that?
Allie's girlfriend doesn't even think she could punt the ball 3 yards, and that's about the number I have you at, too. You think you could punt the ball 10 yards.
Yeah, we were having a regular conversation.
No way.
I was like, by the way, you think I can punt a football more than 10 yards, right? And she was like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
maybe 3. And she was like, and I'm more athletic than you are, and I don't even think I could do it.
If you punt a football 3 yards, I will be impressed.
No. 3 yards is not far at all.
I saw you after the show yesterday practicing in the hall here. I heard a lot of things getting broken, too. Let's get to the...
You can't watch my practices.
Okay. Why? It's so funny for me. It's time for the roast of Bay Area traffic. Maybe you're sitting in it right now. Man, it stinks. Useless Weirdo has been very excited about this. I think he's going to lead off the roast today because he was a horrible closer. So
this should be his comfort zone.
Let's talk for a second about some Bay Area traffic, shall we, folks? There are so many gaping holes in the street. I guess those are not streets, actually. Those are alleys.
That's a good one, Kevin.
The roads are in such bad shape. I guess highways are the one thing in this town the gays won't adopt. To be completely honest, the tech buses are taking up a lot of roadways. The tech buses are full of everything. Wi-Fi, coffee bars, virgins. They've got it all. In fact, the only thing worse than traffic is the guy who reports on it on our show. His name is Patrick. Let's give it up for our next roaster. Guys, just like traffic, this guy is horrible in every way. Give it up for Patrick. Come on, Patrick.
All right, so one of the beauties of the Bay Area is that there's so many ways to get around. For example, there's BART. It's pretty good, but it does break down quite a bit. You know, similar to me after every show.
Wait.
All right, rehash the joke from
earlier. I'm leading off with that one.
He led with the joke he already gave.
Yes.
He led with his tease joke.
Remember, it's an incline. We got to go big.
But he did have more excitement in his delivery this time.
But the pauses were still all in the wrong places comedically, which was amazing.
That's great. Okay.
Go ahead.
All
Great.
Right.
Good start.
Well, you know, the one thing that I think we all can agree on is that rush hour in this city is just one giant hairy mess. Just like...
They love that?
I couldn't even finish that one.
Oh, there was a punchline?
Yeah.
It was too funny.
Oh, hold on. The crowd was... Don't tell the crowd what's funny. They loved it. Finish
You got to pause for laughs.
Yeah, pause for laughter. Why? Well, you don't yell at the audience after they laugh at you. Go ahead, finish the joke.
All right. Rush hour traffic in the city is one giant hairy mess. Similar to Kevin.
Forgot to pause again.
Similar to Kevin. There you go.
Strong.
I'm just expecting to get caught up at this point.
Yeah, strong finish right there.
Similar to Kevin, punchline, end of story.
All right, there you go. All right.
Now,
why is rush hour a big hairy mess?
It's an expression. Big hairy mess.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, man. It's really funny when you have to explain everything. All right. The 580 Maze is pretty famous for...
what? God.
But I love it.
580 miles. Okay.
What the hell is that, man?
Oh, it's like when Dead Eyes goes away and I have to do his job. Oh, man. All right. So the 580 Maze...
Hold on, was that a joke, too?
That wasn't a joke. That's just an observation.
Oh, observation.
Okay.
Yeah. Observation, not humor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the 580 maze is really have some bottleneck traffic. The only neck that's thicker is Allie's.
Oh, that was pretty good.
All right, I got one more and then I'm out. What is the difference between me on the Embarcadero and Deadeye's? Unlike Deadeye's, I occasionally go over 15.
You occasionally go over 15?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that. That's good. That's the best.
Okay. No, actually, someone on Twitter had a similar bottleneck, that I'm the biggest bottleneck in town.
Who wrote that for you, Patrick?
I honestly did not see that one.
Did you hire joke writers?
No, I did not.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Mom, Dad, I've got a job for you.
You've got one. That's a good. Well, give that to people again. They really enjoyed that last one.
What is the difference between me on the Embarcadero and Deadeye's? Unlike Deadeye's, I occasionally...
15.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
That's it. That's the punchline.
15, because these pet eyes.
People are convinced that the Myers joke was still your best one. They don't understand what was funny about it, but they say that was your strongest.
Myers.
All right. Well, we're getting a real mix now. These roasts are the greatest thing I've heard, followed by please. Anything but this.
Yeah, that's all right.
Patrick Weirdo is butchering comedy.
Patrick Weirdo?
Yeah, that's his new name coming through here. All right, moving on. Let's go ahead and say hi to your next roaster. Your next roaster is Deadeye's, folks. I mean, come on. This guy, he loves that new car smell. And by car, I mean kids.
All right. So there are lots of drivers in the Bay. Personally, I don't agree with the stereotype about Asian drivers. But there's no denying that there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them in the Bay. I haven't seen this many wangs since Patrick's last birthday party. I'm sorry, Halloween party. Christmas party. Pretty much any party that Useless Weirdo throws. Now,
a wang joke.
Now, I don't want people to think that last joke was racially insensitive, so I'm actually going to tell it again with a different ethnic group.
Go ahead. That's fair. That's how you got to do it.
There are a lot of white drivers in the Bay Area contributing to traffic. I haven't seen this many Johnsons since Patrick's last birthday party. Halloween party. Christmas party. Pretty much any party that Useless Weirdo throws.
Briss.
Golf clap.
All right.
There's also a lot of rideshare drivers that sit in the traffic around here. Allie, you drove for Lyft, right?
Yeah.
See, that's amazing. Not that you had the job, but that you somehow fit passengers in your car along with your thick neck, giant forehead, and that special helmet that the government makes you wear.
It was Lyft Plus.
Lift assist, but for the driver only.
Lift my head up to help me drive, please.
Yeah, that was the most impressive part. She paid people to help her lift her head up and walk around.
By the way, 707 said Allie's forehead takes up 3 parking spots. More like eyebrows to forehead is a $6 cab ride.
That's good.
All right, last one. Still, of everyone on the show, I think Kevin is the worst driver. You do not want to be next to this guy in traffic. He double parks, he speeds, he changes lanes without signaling, he drives on the shoulder. Kevin makes Paul Walker look like a defensive driving instructor.
Fine roasting right there. Man, you've had one hell of a week of roasting. People are now convinced that anything funny that happens on this show is somehow written by you.
Yeah, I know.
It's not.
All right, guys, moving on. And now from bottlenecks to keg necks.
Yep.
Your next roaster is gayer than a Miazda. Man, damn it.
A Miazda.
Welcome to the club.
You're so mad.
Your next roaster is gayer than a Mazda Miata rear-ending a unicorn.
Oh.
It's time for Allie and Allie. And Allie and Allie.
Okay. Hi, everybody. All right, self-driving cars. They should help with traffic now that they've recalled female self-driving cars, which just drove erratically to the nearest Bed Bath & Beyond. They did make killer sandwiches, though. I've always said people should have to pass a basic IQ test before being allowed to drive in the Bay Area. Only people who are really good at math and reasoning. Wait, I changed my mind. Traffic is so bad, the fastest way to get home now is by Amazon drone delivery. But it's supposed to get better soon. I learned from a traffic guy on Live 105 that only 2 accidents exist in the Bay Area at any given time, and that I need to sing to my baby. Traffic is the worst on the Bay Bridge, but the Bay Bridge isn't that different from other morning shows in this building. They're both long, boring, and their cracks are starting to show. Actually, the Bay Bridge is a lot like our show, too. Unstable, unpredictable, and really, really high.
Wow.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's strong. Guys, I think everyone should give themselves something. I was looking around here. We got nothing to give you. That was the roast of Bay Area traffic, and a lot of great lines coming through now on Twitter that we'll compile. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what we'll be roasting, so send your ideas our way. Deadeye's killing the roast from Jay Bananas. Except that Paul Walker joke, bro. Too soon.
415 says 580 Mouse stole the show.
Yeah. Once again, Patrick has done it. He's proved it. The only thing worse than Bay Area traffic is the roast of Bay Area traffic. Well, thank you for that. That means a lot. Man, it's slow out here, but not as slow as Useless Weirdo. All strong. Thank you, everyone. Just found your show in a zip car I was in. Where have I been, and where have you guys been? I don't know. Well, we've been right here.
We've been sitting in a zip car.
I also don't know if that means they like it or don't like it. Well, thank you, I guess. If you found us, we're here. We're here every morning until they tell us to no longer be here. So. And
good luck moving that desk. I feel like that's the only reason people get zip car anymore.
That's the zip van. And it's when they got to do that. Oh, man, we bought way too many rolls of toilet paper from Costco. What are we going to do? Zip car, of course. 800-696-1053 to call the show, 36105 to text. Prince tickets later this morning, qualifying people for that. We will give those away Friday. Weird Al tickets will be given away today, as well as Macklemore and Dita Von Teese. All that coming up. Tommy Chong will be on with us in moments, and we'll find out what's trending with our pal Trendosaurus. Yesterday, Deadeye's got an opportunity of a lifetime to go ahead and spin the Groupon roulette wheel.
And oh, did it deliver.
And, roulette, they say you have a 50-50 chance. I mean, yes, there's the green that occasionally will bite you in the ass. But for the most part, you see people go up there, they throw their $30 or their $5 chip on black or red, and they know they got a 50-50 chance of doubling their money. Well, when we do Groupon roulette, we have a 0% chance of engaging in any sort of a fun activity because we're all horrible people to each other. And
I think the odds are worse than Russian roulette.
I'd rather do Russian roulette, knowing that I could potentially put a bullet in my own head than have to do any of the things on the group, because we all custom tailor these things to be experiences that we know the other person's going to not like.
Yeah.
We could have put stuff on there that he would have enjoyed. We could have, and we thought about being nice because it's his wedding and it's an event he has to do with his wife, but instead he ended up on having to go to Foodie the musical.
Foodies
the musical.
Exclamation point.
And someone tweeted us in I don't know how they found this online. I don't know why this would be online, but I guess they want people to see what they could be enjoying in person. So Deadeyes, I don't want you to get too excited. I don't want to ruin the show for you, but here's some of the wonderful music you can look forward to in Foodies the musical.
Straight to the pasta. Pasta. Yeah. Tortellini, vermicelli, ravioli, capellini, mastratoli, manicotti, rigatoni, fettuccine, mezzaluna, agnolotti, cascareccia.
This song goes on for 4 minutes. That's a 4-minute song about all the types of pasta in the world.
Until the person ran out of things to rhyme with Eni.
Fettuccine, farfalle, bigoletti, panzotti, bucatini. Calzani, linguine, panzotti,
It never ends. This is a 2.5-hour production. Are you going to be going this weekend to that, or?
If I can get tickets.
Someone offered the rest of us Warriors tickets, so maybe we'll all go to the Warriors game, and you can go to Foodies the musical.
Yay! Lee or Kenny, Fusali, and Papadeli. We got Penny, we got Ziti. Either one is okie dokie. Filet lasagna or a platter of gnocchi. Very soon we can.
That's just some.
This guy's the star.
Yeah, he's the star of the show. I think it's like a one-man show to be. I mean, there's other people there I see, but this guy is the breakout star.
Be eating at the Blue Tulip.
God, the most exclusive restaurant in town. I can't believe it. Is this their executive office?
Yes, this is where they hold the pre-reservation interviews.
That is a generous crowd.
For us, a legitimate husband and wife.
This show has it all. Song, dance, humor. It's got everything.
You mean we don't have actual reservations yet?
No, at a restaurant like this, you just can't call for a reservation. They meet with you first and see if you qualify to eat there.
Look how the audience is loving this, Deadeyes.
I love that. It's a much better audience than we had for the roast.
Those lines are really landing.
Did you tell your wife that you'll be going to see Foodies the musical, courtesy of Groupon Roulette?
She read it on Facebook, so thanks for that.
Oh, that she was going?
Yeah. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to what now?
Well, when you're about to get married, you don't have anything better to do, right?
Yeah, we actually have a lot of planning still to do.
I sit back and I cruise as I'm biting into cheeseburgers that
I don't want to ruin this for you. I don't want to give you any more of the show until you get to see it with your own eyes.
And you need to meet the cast, maybe get something signed.
Yeah, we may pay extra for the whatever the additional packages you can take advantage of.
I don't think there are additional packages for this thing.
This is like...
Oh, I'm sure they've created all kinds of experiences.
This is really, truly all of the horribleness of dinner theater, but with none of the food. It's a show about food, but you don't actually get to eat anything.
You're just watching them.
So you're watching people sing and dance.
And go to fake restaurants and eat fake food.
And eat food. And it does go on for a long time. I mean, we counted, just in the clip we saw online, we counted like 6 different songs. I think there's maybe 30 songs.
And it doesn't seem to have any sort of plot or through line.
No.
the road ahead I dutifully watch as I feel ketchup dripping on my crotch.
Oh, it's good. It's clever, edgy. It's going to have it all.
415 said, I didn't know Greg from F&G was doing musicals now.
Of course, Greg from FAG. Did you say FAG, Allie?
No, I said F&G.
That's a hate crime. All right, let's find out what is trending right now with our pal Trendosaurus. And then we'll get into some Tommy Chong fun and a chance for you guys to win tickets if Tommy Chong can remember basic knowledge about his own life. It's called
When's your birthday?
Will Tommy remember? And at one point, we will ask him who he thinks he's currently talking to. I don't think he'll know the answer to that either.
If he doesn't remember your face and you've met him 5 times, no. I don't know how he'll remember your voice.
Well, we will introduce ourselves when he calls, reintroduce ourselves again, and then we will ask him 5 minutes into the chat. It'll be one of the questions, who he's talking to. And you guys can win tickets as a result of Will Tommy Remember with Tommy Chong. It's a PSA, really.
Maybe I can try and convince him that we've met before, that him and I
I'm sure
have a long history.
I guarantee he'll be like, yeah,
I remember you. All right. So people might want to stay at the new hip Moxie hotels after hearing this story. It's been making the rounds. So you check into your Airbnb in Paris. Everything's going great. You check out the room. You check out the house, the garden, and the backyard. It's all so beautiful. And as you're standing there, you think to yourself, man, those azaleas kind of smell funny. And then you get a little closer, only to discover those aren't azaleas. It's a rotting corpse. A small group of people...
Is that a big problem that people confuse azaleas with rotting corpses? I wouldn't know what an azalea...
They smell similar.
I wouldn't know what an azalea smelled like if it was a healthy azalea or not. So I would have no idea. I'd be like, man, those azaleas stink. And then I would move on.
I'd be like, what the hell is that? It's a flower. So this group of people, they rented the place for the weekend. They were horrified when they discovered a woman's decomposing body in the owner's garden in the backyard. It was covered up by tree branches and looked to have been deliberately placed there. Now the police are on the scene investigating everything. They think the body had been left there for about a month, and the owners of the house are expected to return today. So they will be questioned by the cops. In the meantime, pool party, and that place is $400 a night. Not a bad deal for a corpse in the background, in the backyard.
I think the cool thing about the Airbnb situation is that you've got the people that own the place that oftentimes blame things on the renters. And then you've got the renters that oftentimes blame things on the owners. And if you do need to hide a body, I think Airbnb is the first place I would do it, because either you go ahead and place it there, then you leave town and you go, look, well, that body was not here.
It was my tenant. I don't know.
It's the go-to move. And that's just the back and forth between the renters and the owners. And it's always blaming on everything. And at first it was like, there's a stain on the cushion. Who put the stain on the cushion? It's just going to keep escalating.
There's blood stain on the cushion that leads into the backyard. All right, this is a warning to Kevin and anyone else car seat shopping in the near future. A company called Evenflow makes a great 3-in-1 car seat. The problem with it is that it's really easy for the child in the car seat to loosen the straps and get themselves out of it while the car is in motion. As a result, they have issued a voluntary recall on 56,000 of their car seats. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported yet. I guess no children have met the challenge of loosening straps and getting out of their own car seats. But parents who already have the car seat can get a new and improved one, or they can pick up a repair kit But if you're the type of parent who can't even change a light bulb, I would trust the professionals.
Just tie your kids' hands together so they can't do that. If they're doing some sort of weird Houdini stuff with their car seat, then there's another solution. You don't need to wait for all that recall sending stuff back and forth.
Kevin,
your
baby hasn't even been born yet, and you're already getting a Father of the Year award.
Hey, it's amazing. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy.
Okay, Google is making big things in Silicon Valley, and when they're not crashing robot cars, they're making even more important inventions like robot dogs. It doesn't have fur just yet. It's just a giant hunk of metal, but it is named Spot. It's a functional robot dog. It prances, it crouches, it runs like a really robotic dog, and they even have it playing with a real dog in a Google parking lot. This video was just released. A real dog enjoyed this just as much as you might expect. When a giant metal headless dog is trying to play with you.
I think it's funny that they say play with, when in actuality the real dog looks terrified, scared for his life.
And the dog is just staring at it, barking repeatedly, because it's like, what the hell is this?
It's like all the fear of a vacuum cleaner, but also kind of looks like something they would have sex with. So they're very confused right now.
I don't know what side has the butt for me to sniff. Oh, God.
Crouch stance.
Well,
anyway, that goes on for a while.
This video.
I don't know if these robot dogs are available for adoption yet.
Would you rather listen to this dog bark at a robot for the next 10 minutes or another song from the hit musical Foodies that Dead Eyes will be going to? How about we go with option C?
Robot dog.
We go with option C, Smashing Pumpkins.